Alright, hi, I'm Hannah, interviewing for Bluestribute. I've got some great people to talk to today. Yes. Earlier we did an interview with Tom from Hell Yeah, and now we are with some members of Like a Storm. Do you want to go introduce yourself and
I do. I'm Matt from Like a Storm. Thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for talking to us. What instrument or what's your position in the band?
I play guitar and I sing, and on our records, my brothers and I all do like keyboards and programming and stuff as well.
Nice. So jack of all trades, basically.
Master of none, for sure.
That's awesome. How did you guys get started? You guys are from New Zealand, like you said, but
yeah.
Where did you really get started from?
Well, you know, we grew up in New Zealand playing music. Our mum encouraged us to learn piano as kids. And it's that old story, you know, when you're a 5-year-old kid, you'd rather be outside playing with your mates than practicing piano.
Yeah.
But what it did mean is when we all started to get into rock music and we wanted to play, you know, guitars and drums and anything we could get our hands on, having that piano background made a huge difference.
I bet.
So we kind of spent our high school years playing in different bands and just being obsessed with rock music. and then we decided, you know, that the three of us loved playing together. Like, we loved playing so much, and when we would jam together, even though we were in different bands, when the three of us would jam together, we just had this kind of natural chemistry, and we were like, you know what, if this is what we want to do, we should all be doing it together.
Exactly.
So we joined forces and formed Like a Storm, and then we decided, okay, well, if this is really what we want to do, then, you know, as much as I love New Zealand, it's a very small place.
Yeah.
And we wanted to come up here to North America and see if we could make a go of it, you know, as a touring band in the States.
Nice.
Here we are.
There you go, yeah. Do you guys have any crazy tour stories?
One of my absolute favorites for me is I always loved Puddle of Mud growing up.
Yeah.
And we got to tour with Puddle of Mud and Shinedown and Skillet in 2010.
I freaking love Skillet. They're so nice.
And Shinedown. I mean, that was like the most amazing tour. And at a bunch of these shows, because we were playing in arenas, you know, there's usually only maybe 2 or 3 dressing rooms. So a lot of the shows we'd be sharing a dressing room with Puddle of Mud.
Yeah.
And we got to know the guys really well, and we got to know Wes really well. And I was telling him one night that people kept mistaking me for him in the crowd. Because we were, you know, at that point we'd only been touring in the US. It was maybe our 2nd or 3rd tour in the US ever. Mm-hmm. Most people had no idea who we were. They see like a guy with straggly blonde hair walking through the crowd, they automatically think it's Wes from Puddle of Mud.
Right.
So after about 6 nights of this happening, I said to Wes, I was like, dude, everywhere I go, people think that I'm you. And he's like, oh man, you know what we got to do? Tomorrow night, we're going to dress you up as me, and you're going to go out on stage instead of me, and we're going to trip like 10,000 people. And we had a few drinks, so I was like, yeah, that's a really funny idea.
Yeah.
And then we woke up the next morning, and when I saw him again, he was like, so we're going to do it, right? I was like, okay.
I guess this is happening.
I was like, I'm never going to get this opportunity again.
Yeah, no.
I get to be in Puddle of Mud for like 30 seconds. I get to be Wes.
Yeah.
So he gave me his hat and his camo jacket and his Les Paul, and then he even taught me how to walk like him.
Oh my God,
yeah,
this was
like,
serious.
It was like I was immersed in the character. You know? I became Wes, and I went out on stage, and we were in Fort Wayne, Indiana. This huge crowd, like probably 10,000 people. And when the other guys in the band went out, I went out instead of Wes. It was like 10,000 people thought that I was Wes from Puddle of Mud. And when he walked out on stage and stood beside me,
they were like,
dressed exactly the same as me, the look on people's faces was priceless.
Cool, so you guys have a new album coming out.
We do.
Yeah, do you want to tell us a little bit more about it? Any teasers you want to know?
I do. So the record's called Awaken the Fire, and it features Love the Way You Hate Me, which was the first single, which features the didgeridoo. Mm-hmm. And our latest single, which is a song called Wish You Hell.
Yeah.
Wish You Hell was also one of those songs where we really got to take a lot of creative liberties. You know, in the time that we've been touring here in the States, we've really gotten into the blues.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time in Chicago, a lot of time down south, and we've just kind of fallen in love with the blues. It's like such a heavy, dark sounding genre.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think.
Do you watch Metalocalypse or no Metalocalypse?
Yes.
Okay.
Love Metalocalypse.
Train leaving the station blues.
But that's the thing, like every musician loves the blues.
Yeah.
It's like it's just so authentic. And we came up with this line, "Wish You Hell," and we just thought that sounded so much like an old, like a Delta blues song.
Oh yeah.
And so we built this song around it that combines Delta blues with hard rock. And we thought rather than sample an old song, we would write and record that sample ourselves.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, like Kent, my brother, plays a jaw harp, and I played mandolin. Chris played slide guitar, and then I did my best impression of like a Samuel L. Jackson type blues guy. It kind of runs the gambit of everything that we like, from, you know, super heavy hard rock all the way through to we have an acoustic ballad on there that's just acoustic guitar and vocals and a cellist.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, you know, we really got to see our vision through on this record, and we're really excited about it. So I'm very pumped that it's coming out, not only in the States but also in Europe.
That's
so,
really cool.
Yeah, really
and you guys have
excited.
toured internationally too, right?
Yeah, well, we've toured a lot. We played a lot in New Zealand, and we're going to be going over to Europe this year.
Nice.
And then here we are in the States tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, awesome. Well, is there anything else you wanted to talk about or plug before we leave?
I just give a big shout out to our fans, man. We love you guys. Thank you so much. We would never be here without you. So thank you. And we'll see you guys soon.
Yeah. All right, Hannah Bluestribute. Thanks for watching, guys.